Good afternoon. This is Team 7. My name is Brad. We also have McCall, Cy, and Sydney here on Zoom. We are going to be talking about our stroller lanes at Disneyland Idea and going a bit further with the business model canvas today. So to get right into it, we are going to be talking about the business position first, our statement, and we chose to go into the multi-sided market. And that was the model that made the most sense to us after discussion and after analyzing the three different options we had. But I first want to talk about why freemium was not the choice. And so freemium is basically something that's like an added benefit for customers that come into our park, and they could pay for additional features on the stroller lane. But that just didn't make much sense because we wanted to keep the model free. And so we thought about, there's potential for VIP exclusive meet and greets, but and that would fall into the freemium umbrella. But like I said, our decision was solely based on the data and our desire to keep things free. And so the data, to reiterate, through over 50 Qualtrics responses, said that customers valued congestion being eliminated, shade, good rest areas, interacting with characters. And so actually incentives, points, and premium additions like that are actually the least important thing. And so that's why we ended up going with the multi-sided business model, which to give you a little brief description about is something that is where you identify two or more different customer groups, and then you interact with both of them and then design a service based on what brings both groups together. And so that sounded a perfect model for this example and this service. So like I said, this is going to enhance the magic at the park. It's all about bringing the customer groups together and creating a harmonious experience. And it's equally important for us to just interact, engage both non-stroller users and stroller users to make this the best possible solution for both groups. And so going forward, we're going to be looking for additional feedback. We want to go out to Disneyland. Hopefully they can all set us up with a really cool experience out there, and we can interact with customers and set up some experiments to collect additional feedback from these groups. But definitely both customer groups are in mind, which once again is why we are a multi-sided market business model. Now I'll pass it off to the business model canvas for McCall.
All right, thank you, Brad. So for the business model canvas, this is all about the stroller lanes for Disneyland, and this is quite an extensive amount of information here. So we're going to break this down section by section, starting with the key partners. So of course, Disneyland, being the project sponsor, is the #1 stakeholder. They would be in charge of the marketing and branding for the stroller lanes, as well as oversight and project management to make sure that we stay on a consistent timeline and meet our goals. We also want to include civil engineers as a key partner to make sure that we get a viability report and that this project can be completed within the confines of Disneyland. We're also going to include a road construction company. This would be actually implementing, as in building the lanes within Disneyland. And finally, environmental regulators. These are the people we need to go to make sure that our project meets the criteria and is lawful in the areas where we're going to be installing these. Some of the key activities for the stroller lane project are data collection and data analysis. So this is going to be once we have built the lanes and we're trying to figure out how we can add more value for our customers, we want to be going and getting customer feedback and analyzing that to make sure that we are improving these lanes to make Disneyland the best possible experience. Also, the marketing and rollout are going to be some of the key activities. We need to make sure that on day one, our customers understand how to use the stroller lanes and that we have it safe and effective and easy to use right from the beginning, so we have a nice smooth rollout for these lanes. Some of the key resources are, of course, the financial investment by Disneyland. We don't anticipate that there are any other stakeholders who would want to put up the capital to build this. So proper buy-in by Disneyland is really critical in this project. Also, Disneyland will be providing the project management team to oversee this. And another key resource are the engineers and the engineering knowledge that we need to complete this project. It needs to go smoothly, and we need to make sure that we do proper due diligence on this to ensure a smooth rollout and proper diligence for the stroller lane project.
All right, the next portion, moving to the other side of the business canvas is the value proposition. So originally, the assumption that we made is that stroller lanes do add actual increased value to the Disneyland experience by decreasing congestion throughout the park and allowing travel to be easier on foot. So through our prototype testing, our assumption was confirmed, and value is definitely being created by our stroller lanes. Specifically, that value is increasing the efficiency of travel, providing dedicated rest areas for families who have little ones who get tired easily, and then overall improving the park experience. So our key customers for the stroller lanes is families with strollers. And within that can kind of be broken down a little bit into more specific customer segments, including traditional and non-traditional families, younger families, grandparents, and caretakers or childcare providers. Each of these customer segments has a little bit different of a need, a little bit different experience at the park, and kind of some different ways that they enjoy being marketed to, or specific kind of marketing that stands out to them. So keeping that in mind, our customer relationships, how we're going to engage each of these segments, is really stroller lanes are just a one-time service-based relationship. So we're going to engage our customers on the front end by advertising and educating them with quick and easy to read, visually appealing signage that, and as they experience the stroller lanes, that it really enhances their overall experience. So again, on the front end, we're engaging our customers through various tailored marketing techniques, and then again through the service that we're actually providing to them while they're at the park. And then finally, the channels, as I just briefly touched on, the channels that we will engage our customers through. On the front end, it will be that Disneyland app. Visitors to Disneyland are required to download a specific app on which their tickets are housed, and there's various kind of news update platforms on that app where our stroller lane will be front and center. Again, the signage, right as customers enter the park, they'll be engaged with signage. Customer service agents will be available kind of in the early stages to really let people know. Also, there's customer service agents at the front of the park anyhow, so we'll make sure that those agents are well versed on stroller lanes. And then additionally, there are other options for social media and influencers, obviously advertising kind of to some of those younger generations and Disney enthusiasts through social media channels, specifically kind of Disney influencers on YouTube or traditional social media channels.
Thank you, Sydney. So I'll be talking about revenue streams. The project assumes customers would be unwilling to pay directly for the stroller lanes, but with the help of stroller lanes, Disneyland can get a benefit. That is, with increased customer satisfaction, there is a potential for the parks or any amusement park to have an increased return of customers due to the decreased congestion, which is the decreased congestion is because of the stroller lanes. So societal benefits. As stroller lanes are implemented in amusement parks, it has a universal impact where it has the potential for implementation in other public areas like airports, parks, national parks, etc. And lastly, thank you guys, and have a good day.